friends. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super easy DIY midi pencil skirt with a flounce bottom. Let's get started. For this skirt, I am using a ponte knit fabric that is folded in half, selvage to selvage, with the right sides together. And I'm going to take my measuring tape and I'm going to measure out my waist measurement and fold it in half. I'm folding it in half because the fabric is doubled. And I am going to pin at each side of the end of the measuring tape just to mark out my waist measurement. And then I am going to take the measuring tape and from the top of my waist measurement down to my hip measurement, I am going to place another pin. And I am just using the pins for marking, and then I'm going to go from the waist measurement down to the bottom of where I want the fitted midi skirt to stop. And I've placed a pin there. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut around that area. I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then I'm going to cut on a curve when I get to the hip area and across the bottom. And then I'm going to fold that fabric in half and I am going to cut out the other side to make it even. Once that's cut out, I am going to place pins on the sides. And I'm going to take it to the machine and do a stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch to stitch it together. Now I am going to work on the flounce part. So I have the fabric folded in half again, but the selvages are facing away from me. And then I'm going to fold it once more. So there will be 4 layers of fabric. Now I'm using the ruler guide on my table for measuring, and then I'm going to take my measuring tape and I am going to measure out the opening for the leg hole, and that's going to be 5 inches. And the way that I got that measurement is I measured across the bottom of the skirt and I multiplied it times 2 and then divided it by 6.28. And that's how I know how wide I want my opening to be. That will fit the bottom of the skirt. So I've placed my measuring tape right at the corner of the table. And I am going to pivot all the way around at the 5 inch mark. And I'm going to just mark it out with my marking chalk. And it'll be on a curve. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that curve that I just traced out. Then I'm going to take my measuring tape and I am going to cut out the actual flounce. So I've measured from the top again down to where I wanted it to be. And I'm marking it out. I am on the 14 inch mark all the way around. And I'm going to cut that out. And because it's folded in half twice, I got 4 layers. It's going to make me a circle, and it makes the flouncy shape. So here I'm just showing where I went across the bottom of the skirt to get the measurement that I needed to make that match up. And now I am going to separate the flounce into 4 sections: the sides, the front, and the back. placing the pin at each side right now, and then I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to place a pin at the front center and the back center, and this will help me to pin it to the skirt evenly all the way around. And I'm going to do the same thing for the skirt. I'm folding it in half, and I'm going to place a pin in the center front and the center back, and I'm going to use the seams as a marker for the sides. Now I'm going to turn the skirt inside out. I'm sorry, right side out. The skirt is going to be right side out, and I'm going to take the flounce and I am going to slip the skirt inside of it and fold it backwards, so that the curve, the bottom curve, will be facing the top of the skirt. Now I am going to pin at the side, matching the pin to the side seam, the side pin of the flounce to the side seam of the skirt. And the same thing for the middle, the other side, and the back. And then I'm going to place extra pins all the way around just to match it up all the way. And I'm going to take it to my machine, and I'm going to sew a stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch all the way around to attach that flounce to the bottom of the skirt. Now that we have the flounce attached, I'm going to fold that down, and we're going to work on the elastic for the top. I am using a 1-inch elastic, and I am going to take it to the skirt, and I'm using the skirt as a guide for where I want to cut it. I folded it in half so that I'll have enough for the front and the back, and then I'm going to cut off the extra, and then I'll take it and overlap the top and zigzag down the sides to attach it together. And now that it's attached, I am going to place it on the inside of the skirt, and I'm placing pins at the sides, right at the upper edge of the skirt. And this is going to hold it in place. I'm going to take this to the machine, and I am going to stitch down using a zigzag stitch down the side seams of the elastic, from the top to the bottom of the elastic only, just down the side seam, and this is going to hold the elastic in place. Here's where I'm showing you. I'm just going to stitch right there down the side seam from the top to the bottom of the elastic, and then once that's stitched down, I am going to fold it inside, tuck it in, and I am going to do a stretch stitch all the way around to encase it in the top of the skirt. And then I am going to hem the bottom using a 1/4 inch fold. I'm only going to roll it up one time all the way around. And that is it, your DIY midi skirt with the flounce is done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you again soon. Bye.